How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. In 1984, Epyx released Impossible Mission. An Impossible Mission is groundbreaking for its use of digitized sound, the very fluid at the time animations for your character movements, things like that. And it was popular enough that 4 years later or so, Epyx wanted a sequel. They got Nova Trade to do the sequel, and it was released on pretty much everything, much like the original was. The original game was released on Atari 7800, assorted computers, things like that. Well, the standalone game console for this that this version was released on was the NES. Problem is, unlike Atari, Nintendo's a lot stricter about their licensing rules, so this game wasn't officially licensed because Epyx had issues with Nintendo's strict rules regarding licenses. What follows is a game that kind of got swept under the rug because it's an unlicensed title, and so you don't expect much from it, and honestly you don't really get a lot from it. Today's game is Impossible Mission 2. Now, Impossible Mission 2 picks up where the first Impossible Mission leaves off, with your character, this unnamed special agent, going back into Elvin Adam Binder's hideout to stop him in this latest attempt to take over computer systems around the world for his own game. Elvin Adam Binder sees you coming and decides to sick robots on you. Lots and lots of robots. Your mission is to search everything in this building that's up against the wall in an effort to figure out the combination to his computer system so you can unlock it and shut it down, and to find items that will help you bypass and defeat these robots, because by yourself you don't have any weapons. You're just able to flip. This game, while it was critically acclaimed on the on the Commodore 64, the original at least, the sequel was kind of maligned because it didn't bring anything new to the table. This felt very well tread for Commodore 64 and Amiga players who had played this before, and it felt like something that was done already on the NES and done better with Metal Gear. Even though Metal Gear on the NES turns out was a hollow shell of its former self, it was still better than Impossible Mission 2. Now, what Impossible Mission 2 does have in its back pocket is the use of one little bit of digitized sound. The death scream when someone falls into a pit. It's used when your character misses a jump and falls and dies, and it's used at the very end of the game when Elvin Adam Binder falls to his death. Spoiler alert. Now, again, this game it's not awful, but it could have been so much better. It just feels slow and plodding in places. The controls don't feel as responsive as they could be. Things like that. And you're left with, like I keep saying, a title that had a lot of potential and just fell short. Now, if you're looking for a copy of Impossible Mission 2, it shouldn't be that hard if you find an American Video Entertainment copy of the game. Now, I say that because there's an interesting story around the release of this title. You see, American Video Entertainment got the license second. At first, the license went to a company called SCI. This was the only release by SCI because SCI didn't pay Epix on time. And when Epix realized that they hadn't been paid, they pulled the license. So there weren't very many copies of this title released into the wild from SCI. The license went to American Video Entertainment, and that's the more plentiful copy of the game, or the more plentiful version, rather. This game is an oddity for NES gamers because there aren't a lot of stealth action adventure games that involve you dodging robots. There's Metal Gear, but there are soldiers in Metal Gear. And you have ways to more innovative ways to avoid enemy attacks and enemy patrols than this. I would say definitely try before you buy. If you look for a copy of this, figure out a way to play it before you pick it up because it might not be for you. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's Snoopy in the Olympics. Well, kinda. Not really. But it's Snoopy doing stuff.